back in the day.
Isn't Christmas also like pagan too?
Absolutely. He said, not only will I never celebrate that day, I don't want anybody else to ever celebrate my birthday, and I want that day to be darkness. But it's not. It's still the same slave food. It's still the same old-time slave religion that we were given by the slave master.
I'm told that death is not the end. I'ma be away. So as long as I keep fighting sin, I'ma be okay. Gotta be.
There's some laws that we got to go over, right? There's some laws that we got to go over. Do y'all eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster? On occasion. You don't eat pork, but you eat shrimp?
Barely.
Barely? Okay. What about you?
Like from like time to time, not every day.
Time to time? Okay. So, what does God feel about, because there's 4 categories of laws. There's the dietary category of laws, which we're going over now, which teach you. How you doing, family? You eat shrimp, you eat shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster? You eat any of those? Not no more. We're going to show you why not to do it. Come through.
I know why, brother.
Why not?
It's not good.
They're bottom feeders. We're not supposed to do it because God told us not to do it. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to find out what we're supposed to eat and what we're not supposed to eat. Read that.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 7. And the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud.
So the swine, though he divide the hoof, he cheweth not the cud. So he is read that.
He is unclean to you.
So the pig, the pork, and all the products that come from it is unclean to you. I'm talking about the bacon, pork bacon, bad. Sausage, all of that. You got to leave it alone. Why? Because it's unclean. It has parasites in it. It has worms. It gives you gout, hypertension, high blood pressure. It destroys your body, and it makes you live less time than all the other nations when you're supposed to be living longer. You understand? What did they feed us in slavery?
The remnants of what they got.
They fed us pork in slavery. That's what we learned how to eat.
That's why, like, I feel like for a lot of generational curses, especially for black people, like we're so used, especially the older generation, like chillings and like stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's what slaves were eating back then. That's
exactly.
Shit.
Exactly. So,
yeah.
But here's the thing. Now let's look at the spiritual side of it. Let's look at the spiritual side of it. The same way that we took the worst of slave food and turned it into a delicacy, turned it into what we call today soul food, is the same way that we took the worst of the heathen and turned that into a god. You understand? We took all the things about slavery and we found a way to make it look or appear clean or better or cultural. But it's not. It's still the same slave food. It's still the same old-time slave religion that we were given by the slave master. You understand? It is all connected as one big thing. Read.
Of their flesh ye shall not eat, and their carcass shall not ye touch.
Ye shall not touch their carcass, meaning touch it to eat it. You can play with the pigskin football, throw it around. Don't take a bite out of it. You know what I'm saying? But you can eat, you cannot touch it to eat it. That's what it's talking about. Now, you say you eat shrimp? You eat shrimp? You still eat it, right? What does God say about shrimp? Bottom feeder. So you know it's a bottom feeder. So why do you eat it if you know it's a bottom feeder?
You can fry it sometimes.
Yeah, but it's still a bottom feeder, right?
I just got there doing this body program. It's
family.
Program
You eat shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster? You don't eat none of that?
Can't eat that. It's in the Bible.
That's right. That's right. And we teaching them. We teaching them. How you doing, family? What's your name, King?
Good. Spirit.
Spirit? Nice to meet you, King. You got a good spirit with you. I like that. Hey, so we're going to read it. Read it.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 10. And all that have not fins and scales in the sea.
So what God is doing is he's trying to set us back in rulership as kings, as the kings of the earth. But guess what? How you going to be a king on the outside when you feeding yourself abominations and destroying your body on the inside? So he's trying to clean us out all the way, mentally, physically, spiritually, and in all other ways. So we got the dietary law that we're going over right now. That's going to make you purified in the eyes of God. right? Physically and spiritually. But we also got the moral law, which is going to teach us how to be able to deal morally with God and one another. We got the civil law, which teaches us how to deal civilly in a civilization with each other, without killing each other and stealing from each other and committing adultery. And then we also got the ceremonial law, the laws of what days we're supposed to celebrate. We master these laws, then God can give us the next group of laws, the laws of gravity. Master the laws of gravity now. Master the laws of manipulating elements now. But we can't get to there unless we get heated first. That's what we're doing right now. Read.
And all that have not fins and scales in the sea and in the rivers, all that moving in the water, and of anything which is in the water, they shall be abomination unto you.
So what it's saying here is, if it don't have both fins and scales on the fish, you can't eat it. Do shrimp have fins and scales? Do crab, lobster, oysters have fins and scales? No. Salmon got fins and scales. You got trout got fins and scales. You got all kind of wonderful fish that got fins and scales that taste better than all of them crustaceans that's in the water. The reason why the water in the bay, under the Bay Bridge is all green is because they taken out all of the shrimp, crab, lobster, oysters that's supposed to be cleaning that water, and they're eating it. Taking all the poop and the metals and all of that stuff that those animals ingest inside of them, and they putting it inside themselves.
That's right. Wake him up.
It's disgusting. You eating the trash cans of the ocean when you eating shellfish, and you also eating trash cans of the land when you eating pork. So but you don't eat pork, right? You don't eat pork, right? But guess what? Your family members do. So you better just sit there and watch it.
We don't even ask those questions. I already been told my kids.
You gotta teach them, exactly. Because that's what kings do, is they establish law and order. This is the law, so now you're supposed to set your house in order, right? So guess what? Do catfish, y'all eat catfish? Both y'all eat catfish. Got him with that one. Does that have fins and scales?
That I don't know.
No, it has fins and skin. It got skin like us. Ain't got no scales to scale off. So you peel a catfish. It's a bottom feeder, just like them shellfish. That's why when you eat it, it tastes like the bottom of something. Abominations unto God. So, what you celebrate your birthday?
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a yes. You know what I'm saying? What about you? You don't celebrate your birthday? Okay, why not?
Well, like, of course, when I was little and stuff, like my family would celebrate.
I want to talk to my people, man. Y'all my brothers, right?
Of course, when I'm little and stuff, like I could be able to, my family would like throw parties or whatever.
But when you was little, you ain't control that. You know what I'm saying? Like they doing what they want to do with you, right? But in your adult life, do y'all celebrate your birthday? When the last birthday you celebrated? Last year, maybe?
I'm 28 now. I didn't celebrate. I'm 28 now. I haven't celebrated my birthday like that for like a couple of years. Like my brother over here said, it was mostly like family growing up. But as an adult, you kind of realize that it's just another day. You still gotta have bills and stuff to pay even on that day.
Right.
So it's like even if you were to go to dinner with somebody, that's still celebrating it, but you still gotta pay.
Okay. All right, I like that. So when it comes to God, how does God feel about birthdays?
I mean, that's just the day that he sent you here to be upon the earth. You know.
So is it okay or is it not okay? What you think?
That's what Christ was the same way.
I don't really care. Really like that. It's
You don't care. You don't care what God thinks, or you don't care about birthdays.
I don't care about the birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't, just like my dad says, it's just another man-made holiday, or it's just like celebrating it is more so. I would say like it's more idolatry and having ego itself.
Okay, I like that. What you got?
It's battle.
Like my last birthday, I celebrated. I was 18. So,
Okay.
I don't know.
How old are you now?
20.
Okay. All right. All praise. So, when it comes to birthdays, we're gonna find out how God feels about it. I like what you said about idolatry. Read that. Job chapter 1, and verse 1. Start at 1.
Book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job.
So it was the man in the name of Uz. It's like UZ, right? His name was Job. Let's find out about Job.
And that man was perfect.
No, God. What did God say about Job?
That man was perfect.
Don't the Christian church say nobody's perfect? You can't be perfect. You know what I'm saying? God said Job is perfect. So being perfect in God's eyes is a real thing. You can be perfect. Why was he perfect? This is why.
And upright, and one that feareth God.
He was perfect because he feared God, meaning he kept God's laws. This is the law that he kept, verse 5.
And it was so, when the days that was of their feasting were gone, about that Job sent and sacrificed them and rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings according to the number.
So what happened? So what happened here was Job, he had kids. His kids was over here celebrating something, having a dinner, having a get together that he disagreed with. So when he said he made burnt offerings, he made sacrifices because of the sin that they were in. Let's find out what sin that was. Read.
It may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. And there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord.
Okay. It said that the reason why he did it, the reason why he had to make sacrifices for their sin was because they were celebrating his day. What do you think his day means? His birthday. His birthday. So how does God feel about birthdays? It's a sin. It's a sin. Chapter 3, verse 3. So it is a sin. We're not supposed to celebrate birthdays. Do you know where birthdays come from? Paganism. So back in the day,
Isn't Christmas also like pagan too?
Yeah.
absolutely.
No, of course. Okay.
Yeah, all of the holidays that you know about, all holidays that are celebrated in America are pagan holidays. You shouldn't have nothing to do with it. You understand? Read that.
Job chapter 3 verse 3. Let this day perish wherein I was born.
So Job said, let the day perish. Let the day never even be spoke of the day I was born. Read.
And the night in which it was said, there is a man-child conceived. Let that day be darkened.
So Job fully denounces, Job, the perfect man in God's eyes, fully denounces his birthday. He said, not only will I never celebrate that day, I don't want anybody else to ever celebrate my birthday, and I want that day to be darkness. I want that day to be darkness. Why? Look at Ecclesiastes 7 and 1. We're just showing you God's order versus the order of this world. It's two different orders. One is disorder and dysfunction, where men marry men, women marry women, and they say love is love. On the other side, God's side, he says men must marry women, and we must build nations based off of our families, and we must keep the laws of God. Christianity tells you to do something different, right? Read that. This is why Job said, I want that day darkened. Read. 7 and 1.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 1. God's name is better than precious ointment in the day of death than the day of one's birth.
So the day of one's death is better than the day of one's birth. Why does the scripture say that? It's because you don't know what that child is going to be. You don't know. That child may be a murderer, that child may do 9/11 type of terrorism. You don't know what that child's gonna be. But the day of somebody's death, that's when you can celebrate their life. That's when they have proven themselves to be a good man, a good woman, because of their actions and their works, and you can be able to see all the people that they've affected in a positive way. So Job said, do not celebrate my birthday. Celebrate the day that I die, because that's when I go back to the Father and my works will be revealed. You understand? You understand how opposite God is from this world? It's crazy. So when it comes down to it, family. So when it comes down to it, and that's what we out here to build. We're out here to help you build your legacy as men, as kings of the Most High God. So that in that day, when you lay down, you're gonna be like, I fought the good fight. I stood against this damn world. I didn't get involved in the homosexuality. I didn't get involved in the weed smoke.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is